every time you're talking to me, Lee, and I'm looking at you, directly above your head is a picture of Cristiano Ronaldo looking down and, well, he's smiling there, I guess you could say, shouting something. I'm just wondering, could it be time maybe to reinstall someone like Cristiano Ronaldo to the starting lineup to freshen things up, or do you think that ship has sailed now for the Portuguese superstar?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if that would be freshening things up. I think we know what Cristiano Ronaldo is all about. I don't know where that kind of relationship is in terms of how he feels and what's gone on over the summer. I think that's a difficult one, but it's a, you know, Christian Eriksen there has said there's bumps in the road. Like there's improvement happening at Manchester United, but it's not a smooth pathway. It's not going to be a straight line to success. And this was a massive challenge today. You know, we've touched on City and how good they were. You have to look at the challenge and appreciate that it was a big ask, but they just didn't, for me, look like the kind of team that started the game as a team that's just come off the back of a really good run. Yeah. They didn't look like they had the belief right from the off that they were going to win that football match. And that's me having said that I thought they were going to win the game beforehand. You know, and I've generally felt that they were contenders. Manchester City had both their first choice centre-backs out injured. And there was a little opportunity, a little inkling there that you thought this could be United's day, but right from the off, they just didn't have that kind of mentality about them.
I just wonder what's going through Ronaldo's head at the moment. You know, the Manchester United that he left and the Manchester United that he's come back to, you know, there's such a difference. And again, I think Ronaldo's been sat on the bench for the last 5 games, consecutive last 5 games. And he was a youngster playing in Portugal the last time he sat on the substitutes bench for 5 times. So, you know, even him from his own personal career, you know, where is he? You know, is it, I don't know, is it almost over for Ronaldo as a player? I don't know.
That's quite normal for nearly every player, though, isn't it, to go through that phase of where it almost comes full circle again, doesn't it? Unless you're in a position where you just call time on your terms. Because eventually it catches up with you, doesn't it? You know, you can't maintain
you can't play forever, can you?
No. So, you know, I think that's quite normal, but he's not a normal player. That's where it becomes a bit strange, because he's not a normal player in terms of his stature and what he's done in his career. So it must be hard for him to kind of compute that or process that, because he's so used to being the main man.
Yeah, to call it a day must be incredibly difficult, because let's not forget, being a footballer, technically speaking, is a very short career. Talking, what, 2 decades, roughly, give or take?
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
If you're extremely, if you're special, you're 2 decades.
If you're special, yeah, 2 decades. But then, on the flip side, you talk about special players. Erik Cantona, age of 30, he says, bye-bye. I'm going to hang up my boots, and his legacy is forever protected. He is still known as the king, isn't he, at Old Trafford, amongst the faithful?
Yeah, and Ronaldo will still have this reputation once he retires. Yeah. I think it's just this little spell that he's going through. He's come back late pre-season. He's asked for a transfer late. You know, if he wanted to transfer, wanted to play Champions League, United were in the Champions League for months before the end of the season. He should have asked and said that, so that the club could have planned and prepared for him to leave and brought someone else in. He didn't do that. There's rumours of him being a bit troublesome in the dressing room amongst the other players, and so we don't know how true that is. It's a difficult situation. You know, the manager wants legs in the team and wants an energetic team and to play fast, high-tempo football, as Ronaldo got the legs at 37 to be able to do what the manager is asking. There's no doubt there's goals in him, but you've got to create the chances to get him the goals. And on today's performance, they're not getting the ball forward enough, they're not creating chances. So would Ronaldo really have made a lot of difference today? Yeah,
he's a February baby, so he's closer to 38 than he is to 37 now as well. In February, he'll be turning 38 years old.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, like you say, it doesn't last forever, and legs at 38 are not like they are when they're 28. So, you know, and if you put Ronaldo in front of Martial, do you lose Martial's head? You know, do you lose Martial for the season as well as, you know, other players because he's getting upset? So, it's a fine balancing act, and we know what Ronaldo brings, but he also brings trouble if you're not playing him and he spits his dummy out.
I mean, I don't think that changing or bringing Ronaldo into based off the back of this performance is something that he would even be considering, Ten Hag. I think he's got his vision and where he needs to go and the players, and I think he may play a part, Cristiano Ronaldo, in the way we know he can, but I don't think he's a player now at this stage in his career and where Manchester United are in this process where he's now going to go back to that to say, can you bring us forwards? I think that's highly unlikely, personally.
Yeah. You know, it just adds to the muddle and the confusion that seems to exist at Manchester United and has done for a number of seasons now.